What fashion trend do I wish I never started or followed? I used to wear like stocking caps on my head. I can't say I regret it because it has become a part of, maybe my earlier fashion, trends. But I don't know that I want to celebrate that one too much now in the future. Oversized yellow fur. That don't really work either. Big Bird, I don't even think that's what I was going for at the time. More like Chi-Town Pimp, but that ain't really, it didn't really go that way. Yeah, and those would be two. Yep. Hey man, it's great to have people argue about your shit, period. If they're arguing about an album that you made that was pivotal for R&B or was important, right? I'm happy that I have 8701 fans that can hear those tones in my new album, Hard to Love, as well as Confessions. Confessions gave me an opportunity to give a different perspective to R&B music because it could have been perceived as fluff. It could have been perceived as a little hokey, maybe a little bit, sappy, because R&B intended to have love as the center, as the base, right? And then hip hop came along, and then it became more, about honesty and about the shock of it, but the brutal honesty. And I think I've done that now with my most recent album, Hard to Love. But both of those two albums, 8701 and Confessions, if you would argue, it would be that music, doesn't have that same value, and the producers who produced it are not as, important to this current group of artists and people. You can't erase icons. And sometimes many people do that shit because there's a new flavor, there's a new idea, but that texture, you gotta understand where the texture comes from. You don't question what Quincy Jones did because he did something that was pivotal. So the same respect, I think, comes out of the producers who worked on both 8701 and Confessions. Greatest advice that I got from Michael Jackson: don't fuck up my shit. The greatest advice that I got from Michael Jackson was to love, right? I think that all artists of the past, having gone through what they've gone through or the scrutiny that they go through, it was don't become calloused, hard. I think that was what he was attempting to say. Remember, you gotta love. You gotta find love as the key to get through so many people coming at you with the negative, because you can't allow what they feel about you to turn you into who they see or want you to be. I'll put it this way. First of all, I have to analyze, would Sugar Ray Leonard be in his prime? Okay, so if he's in his prime, he would whip that ass completely. I mean, let's just start with the fact that he beat his dad's ass. That's one. I beat your daddy ass, you know what I'm saying? So don't even try me. But it's just a different, era of boxing. Boxing is a lot more safe. And for all of the boxers of that period and that time who now, suffer from, a lot of health issues, it was because of the blows that they took, because they would stand toe to toe with each other and they would try to kill each other. And while there is, regulations that protect boxers, coming up through that era, Sugar Ray Leonard wasn't a boxer who ran from people. He actually took on some of the hardest opponents. He never ran away from a fight. I don't know that Mayweather always does that, but I think that he has beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? But, it's a different training, a different upbringing of boxers.